I am Shawn Hershey from New York City.
I'm Julie Brown. I live in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay, so what is the history of slow drag?
So slow drag is an African American social dance that was invented somewhere in the vaudeville era, maybe a little bit earlier, and was done throughout history in a lot of different styles, two different music styles throughout the U.S. Throughout history.
What Julie said. So what is slow drag?
So there's a variety of accounts describing slow drag in a couple different ways. One reference from Jazz Dance by Marshall and Gene Stern is quoted as, "Couples would hang on each other and grind back and forth in one spot all night." There are lots of references to the hip movement in it, Congo hip movement. There's more talk of like grinding in different accounts. Jazz also describes it as a shuffle, as a close dance. There are lots of references to dragging the foot in. Scott Joplin's The Ragtime Dance describes the slow drag really specifically as starting on the first beat of each measure, dragging the left foot when moving forward and the right foot when moving backwards, dragging the left when going right, dragging the right when moving left. It also describes prancing, where you step on every beat, and marching or sliding when you step on the first and third beat. His description also includes hops, skips, and Scottishes. While this could either be a description of one permutation of slow drag that was done, I suspect that it's probably either not a complete version or not a completely accurate version, because pretty much all of the other accounts that I've read include descriptions of hip movement, and this does not include any descriptions of the hip movement. So I think that part was likely omitted for whatever reason. And the Scottishes, I had to look up what that was, but that was another popular dance at the time during the vaudeville era. So either that got combined with the slow drag at some point, or that was perhaps added by Joplin to be like, there's also this like other dance that you know is part of this new dance that I'm selling to you or showing to you now. What we do today in our particular blues dance scene does include dragging of the non-weighted foot, as well as generally some hip movement, but it varies in closeness. Sometimes we dance in close embrace, so we're very close. Sometimes we dance in close, so we're medium close. But sometimes we do a slow drag step in open position, so we're holding hands and we've got more distance between our bodies.
So next question is, how did you come to your conclusions? What was your research? What were you specifically studying to slow drag?
Mm-hmm. I've read a lot of references to slow drag, just in learning about the dance that we do and where it came from and what it might have looked like in trying to figure that out. I read some references in jazz by Marshall and Gene Stern, combined with looking at, there's a film called St. Louis Blues by Bessie Smith that includes the same song. It's almost kind of like an early music video of that song. It's actually available on YouTube, but in jazz it says that the dancing done in St. Louis Blues is slow drag, so you can go on YouTube and see that dancing there, which is pretty cool, along with the Scott Joplin description, which I described to you earlier, and also classes from Damon Stone. And there's also a video of a slow drag class on YouTube that I found that's pretty interesting. It's from a teacher I don't know, and I'm not sure is part of our blues dance scene that I'm a part of, but he's an older black gentleman who's teaching a slow drag class, and it has some things in common with the slow drag that our scene does. There's still the dragging of the foot, but it's a little bit closer, and has like a couple different handhold variations and things from what we do in our scene. So that's a cool resource to check out as well.
So for me, most of my knowledge comes just from our modern scene. So talking to people like Julie and Dan and Stone. So what would you consider the essence of slow drag? If it doesn't have blank, it is not slow drag.
So this is an interesting question because slow drag is so old and it was done in a lot of different places at a lot of different times to a lot of different styles of jazz and blues music. It probably looked a lot of different ways. I forgot to mention it was also featured in a musical in the 1930s called Harlem. Slow drag was also like part of like in the choreography of that, which is cool. But in terms of saying if it didn't have this, it is not slow drag. I would say dragging of the foot on the floor, relaxed athletic posture, like a blues posture, lag, pulse, um, and maybe like having a drapey feel. But that might depend on the music style. But that could be something that I might say would be a requirement of slow drag.
So I'll add general simplicity of steps. Cool. So, what are some interesting variations within the genre of slow drag? What avenues can dancers today put their creative energy towards and still be doing slow drag?
Yeah. So definitely layering movement on top of the steps, um, playing with different like hand holds, variations, like places to put your arms on your body or your partner's body while you're dancing. Playing with partner positioning even maybe is something Shawn and I played around with that's been pretty fun while still kind of keeping that like relaxed drapey feel.
So, also playing with the subtlety of rhythm, so lag and dynamics, where you are against the beat, staccato, legato, expressing subdivision through pulse.